Ethan here again. I got a video for you guys today. It's a little bit more of a, obviously as you can tell, vloggy style video, at least the intro here. But as many of you know that have seen my recent channel update video, you'll know that I've talked about redoing my cable management on my entire desk setup back here for like the third or fourth time on this channel. I've lost track at this point. I redo my cable management so often. Hopefully this time it'll last a pretty substantial amount of time. I've been trying to do some things that'll help it be more consistently good and allow me to expand in the future without it becoming a mess. But I keep adding more to my cable management tool pile, so to speak, to try and get this done and you know, keep it going. But anyway, just real quick, kind of show you guys around what's going on with the cables currently. There's also cans and stuff mess, but as you can see, the cables here hang down pretty low, and they do that kind of all over the place. In fact, if I zoom way back in there, yeah, there's cables hanging down way back there too. And then I got all this big mess back here. I'll also be removing this keyboard. As many of you know, I got a new keyboard there, the Unicomp Ultra Classic right there. So I'm getting rid of this G-Skill, and by getting rid of, I mean just not having it on my setup anymore. But it's actually zip tied and ran through all the cable management that I have in here. So I decided just to set it back there until I redid this because I knew I was redoing it soon. So it's just been hiding back there. But big cable mess here. Got a lot of monitor cables that are a mess. Excuse the shadows there. You know, speaker cables, stuff like that. It's all just a mess. And I mean, even going back around here, which I know is fairly hard to see, you know, there's a lot of cable mess back there. We've got our internet connected phone system there. And there's some cable mess here. This is actually just from a build that I was doing recently, doing some testing on it. So that stuff normally, like right here, this is normally not there. But anyway, I really have been wanting to redo that. So I decided to go ahead and tackle that task. I got some new pieces here that I'll show you guys in just a second that I'll be using to do that. Then I'm going to be filming a time lapse and then going over it with you guys to show you what it's like, and hopefully it's better this time. The biggest issue I've had actually is the excess cable. So I have back here what's called a J channel, which if you guys look right there, you can see it kind of back in there. All the cables can actually go inside that thing right there, that black thing that runs along the back. All the cables can go inside there, but they only run lengthwise. It doesn't have any room for excess, so all my excess cable has been like zip tied to the legs or hanging down. I don't like that, so I've had a solution to that finally as well. Also, I got new lights, guys. Isn't that awesome? Shadows everywhere. No shadows now. Okay, so anyway, going over the stuff that I got to actually solve this problem. So real quick first, I already had this nice little USB hub here. Had that. That's just going to be mounted for quick USB access under the bottom of the desk. Already had that, but everything else here is new. So I got 40 of these clear command strips right here. They're actually cable clips, and I'm going to be using to hold cables in the bottom of the desk and route mouse cables and stuff like that. The adhesive itself is actually clear, which is super cool. And then as you can see, the hooks themselves are clear as well. They're pretty basic actually, and they're kind of spendy honestly. Not too terrible, but you know, they should do the trick. If it'll focus, they should do the trick. Yeah, so there we go. So I got those. Then I got another USB hub here, and this is an aluminum one. It'll actually be mounted just in the back. And what this is going to be for is all my stuff that I keep like connected constantly, that I want to, you know, just have a hub to just handle all of that. Whereas this is going to be more towards like the front of the desk, so that I can plug things in like USB flash drives and stuff easily. This is more of a permanent mounted solution over here. So that's what that's for. Down here I got 24 pairs of these picture hanging Velcro strips. These are really convenient because they're strong Velcro, and there are certain items like switches and surge protectors and stuff that sometimes aren't flat on the bottom, and so a standard command strip is too thin to like mount them to the wall, because I use command strips for mounting all kinds of stuff to the wall. So these here allow you to add some thickness, because it goes double what one of these is, because they're, you know, the Velcro, they connect together. So not only can it be removable, but it also allows you to have a little bit of a thicker adhesive set there, so that you can mount some of the stuff that has little bumps and isn't necessarily a smooth surface. Got this right here. It's a USB 3.0 card reader, just for pulling all of the 4K footage off of my Panasonic G7 that I'm filming with right now. So that'll be nice. That's going to be faster, I believe, than my internal one. I think my internal one on my laptop is actually a USB 2. I could be wrong on that, though. I haven't actually tested the speeds. And 2 of these. So if you guys have seen my previous cable management videos, you'll see that I added this thing called the Anchor. And it's a headphone mount that hangs from the bottom of the desk, as you can see right there. And it's been really, really nice, except for the fact that it's all floppy because it's rubber. And so unless you have 2 pairs, it starts to do this. As you can see, it's already started to sag to one side, which is both lame and inconvenient, and sometimes things fall. So I wanted to get something nicer. So that's what I did with these. So this right here is actually a metal version of that. Here, let me open it up real quick for you guys. So this is actually solid metal, 3M adhesive, stronger adhesive it looks like too. Hangs from the bottom. It is all metal, there's no padding, so it's gotta be careful not to scratch things, but pretty excited to use those. And one of the biggest things here are two of these IKEA Signum, I think they're called, or something like that. They are these racks that hang from the bottom of the tables. They're purpose built for their tables, but they'll work on all kinds of tables, and they have the mounting hardware that comes with each one. But basically you can wrap cables around them and stuff. Most people use them kind of like I use the J channel just to route their cables. I'm using them for a different purpose. Well, for overflow, for one, if I get too many cables, but also the other big reason that I'm going to be using these in particular is they can hold power bricks and excess cable pretty well. So I can kind of wind excess cable around them like that, and that'll help me manage the excess cable so it's not all hanging down and mounted to the legs and stuff. So hopefully this solves that problem. I end up with a lot of excess cable, especially like Ethernet and stuff like that around here, although that's been getting better since I started making my own cables. But point is, it's definitely going to be nice to have all this stuff. So anyway, that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing, but I'm disassembling the whole setup and just trying to redo it from scratch, take my time on it. It's going to be a multi-day project, so I'm just going to be filming a time lapse of that. So I'm going to get to taking it apart here in a minute, and then you guys will see what it looks like when it's done. guys, so I finally finished all of the cable management work. As you guys will see here in a moment, a lot has actually changed since the end of the time lapse there, and that's because I got a new system as well as dismantled another system and whatnot, so a lot of different things have been added to the setup actually since then, but I didn't take everything out to do a time lapse of me just adding one thing or the other. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks good. There's a few things that bug me but are kind of hard to solve, but anyway, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So first, just kind of an overview of everything here, as long as my autofocus will actually focus. There we go. So if you look at all that, it is really clean. I mean, overall, like I said, I'm pretty happy with it, especially in comparison to the way it used to look. This is 100 times better. So, as you can see, there's a lot less cables, you know, running on the desk. You know, I couldn't avoid all of them. Some of them just had to be, but especially the area back here just looks so much cleaner. Ignore this over here. This is just my little bit of messy cables from setting up my gaming machine over here, because this laptop's actually going to be used specifically as a gaming machine. So that's the reasoning for that. So anyway, yeah, so ignore the gaming setup over here. That's going to be cable managed and stuff separately later. I'm just getting a new monitor and stuff for that area. But anyway, I'll go ahead and start on the top over here on the left. So I got some of my audio gear, my high-end audio gear in since I actually did the time lapse. So this stuff has been added. Unfortunately, there's not a ton I can do about it. I don't want to push it all the way to the back of the desk. So the cables kind of have to sit here on the desk, but it's not too bad. I did as best as I could. Kind of ugly cables, you know, they're not all just like a simple black cable or something like that, and I might be able to do something about that in the future, but for now that's how it looks. Got my Blue Yeti microphone set up here, which is a good microphone overall, and I think the setup, the location is actually pretty good. A little bit of a mess here from my headphones, but that's just because I need the slack so that I can, you know, wear my actual headphones when I'm listening to them. But over here, I hid the cables pretty well when it comes to like the speakers and stuff like that, as well as, you know, the mouse and keyboard. There's only so much you can do with the fact that, you know, they have to be on the desk. But I think that they look pretty good, you know, running back there together with those clear clips. Makes it kind of hard to tell that those clips are even there. So that looks like. And as you can see, there's a little bit of cables sitting behind the monitor, and there's not a ton I can do about that, because that's actually where all of my power stuff plugs in, as you can see here. So all of that stuff has to be plugged in there, unless I'm going to move this surge protector down like below the table or something like that. But if I do that, then it's not going to look very good in my eyes under the table, which is something that you're more likely to see than behind the monitor. Because as you see, if I stand out here, I could see under the table, right? But seeing behind the monitor is not as easy as looking under the table. So I ended up just sticking with that. And then this is my actual new system over here, Ryzen system. I'll be doing a dedicated video on that once I get a few more components and stuff like that, so stay tuned for that for sure. Then the cables coming out of the back of that aren't the cleanest, but when I redo the stuff inside, I'm actually going to be able to route them down through the bottom. There's a little hole, you can't really see it on camera very well, but there's a little hole right there that I can run the cables from the inside here over to. So the goal is to do that, so that looks a little bit cleaner there, but I just need to get it hooked up for now because it's my primary workstation. Server back here, do have a power brick showing, but there isn't much I can do about that either. And also all of these networking cables will be getting redone soon. That's another project that I have coming up. It's just been taking so much time. I got these little zip tie cable clips, adhesive ones. The problem is they're affected by heat. And here in the Northwest, we've had a couple of over 100-degree days, and that's caused some of them to fall. In fact, these ones here have fallen, even though right now, if I pull on them, real strong, like I can't get them off, so they must be greatly affected by either heat or humidity. I couldn't think of anything else. But now here's where you get to see the fun part, is down below the table. Alright, so now we got light down here so you guys can actually see how there's a lot of cables down in here. And I'm actually really happy with this IKEA Signum, I think I'm pronouncing that right, mount, because boy does it make everything look good. Although I will say I don't know why this cable here, the one that's hanging down, was supposed to be mounted up against the table. I guess I just forgot to put the clip on it. But anyway, yeah, so as you can see, cables run all in here. I've got, you know, all kinds of like power bricks and stuff like that. There's one right there, power bricks that are actually sitting in this. So this hides all the cables really well. You can only see it, you know, once you get below, you know, keyboard eye level basically. And so I'm pretty happy with that. I've also got my big power cable here coiled up. That one cable is from the workstation, so that one I haven't actually run into the IKEA stuff yet. And then the J channel, you guys can see the black J channel towards the back over there, works quite well. I actually like that a lot. If we go over here, I've got my quick charger, which as you can see, these cables are hanging down here right in front of me, but that's so that I can grab them and plug them into my phone, or my friends can, or whatever. So there has to be slack in order to pull them out, so I couldn't mount them in a way that they could like unwind, so to speak. I did actually clean up this cable mess over here, which is my 100-foot Ethernet cable that goes up to the router upstairs. Problem is that those adhesive clips came down because of the heat, so I gotta put those back up. As you can see, they actually do fall off, and then the J channel is running below there. So yeah, so anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, it's not perfect, but you know, it's as good as I'm going to be able to get it right now. I consistently redo my cable management just because, you know, it gets really messy over time, and so it definitely is something that I have to do every 6 months or so. So you guys will probably see another video on it at some point, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and definitely don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think it's still too messy, or if you have any ideas to make it look nicer, because I am interested and open to new ideas to make it look better. But I've definitely added quite a bit of stuff to it this time that has made a big difference in the excess cables that were hanging below and stuff like that, and the clips I think did a good job of hiding some of the cables on the desk as best as possible and whatnot. So hopefully in the future I can do an even better job, but this is what I got for now. Anyway, everybody, thanks for watching.